I guess I woke up this morning thinking about America Ferrera. This is the way forward. So it's 4:37, but I've been up. Sometimes I just get up super early, but the thought on my mind was about the monologue from Barbie, the movie. There are movies that are created and they have, of course, a lot of very intelligent people who are writing and contributing and basically shaping culture before our eyes. And I just want to give a nod to this because I think it speaks to a lot of women out there. But that final monologue that made it into the movie was this: it is literally impossible to be a woman. You are so beautiful and so smart. And it kills me that you don't think you're good enough. We always have to be extraordinary, but somehow we're always doing it wrong. You have to be thin, but not too thin. And you can never say you want to be thin. You have to say you want to be healthy, but also you have to be thin. You have to have money, but you can't ask for money because that's crass. You have to be a boss, but you can't be mean. You have to lead, but you can't squash other people's ideas. You're supposed to love being a mother, but don't talk about your kids all the time. You have to be a career woman, but also always be looking out for other people. You have to answer for men's bad behavior, which is insane. But if you point that out, you're accused of complaining. You're supposed to stay pretty for men, but not so pretty that you tempt them too much or that you threaten other women because you're supposed to be a part of the sisterhood. That's so real. But always stand out and always be grateful, but never forget that the system is rigged. So find a way to acknowledge that, but also always be grateful. You have to never get old, never be rude, never show off, never be selfish, never fall down, never fail, never show fear, and never get out of line. It's too hard, too contradictory, and nobody gives you a medal or says thank you. And it turns out, in fact, that you are not only are you doing everything wrong, but also everything is your fault. So I think that hit deeply with a lot of people, and myself included, as I think about all the things that I need to accomplish and where I'm going in this life. I remember a girl about 20 years ago who had a shimmer and a glimmer of hope in her eyes, and who believed that nothing can stop her. I remember living on a street called Country Club in a house that was quite all right. As far as I knew as a kid, it was just fine. Ironically, then someone, I think the hospital, wanted to use the land for a parking lot. And so the owner sold it. We were renting. So what's that song by Big Yellow Taxi? I think it is. Paved paradise to put up a parking lot. It's kind of the irony of life at the time. Yeah. I mean, just that line though. Not the whole thing. Yeah. Reality sets in. You go and explore and try to chart your own course or pioneer your own path. That's a lot of alliteration. To wherever it is that you think you ought to be, or where someone else told you you needed to be. And then you wonder, am I really doing what it is that I want to do, and am I being true to myself? Shoot, if I was being true to myself right now, I think I'd be asleep. Right? But my body has other plans. So now I'm up Googling and searching America Ferrera to find out what it is about this girl that has me thinking about her at, the wee hours of the morning. Sometimes I think we get caught up in overthinking, and that is definitely a very natural thing to do, especially as a female. We're constantly concerned about the way others view us. So just knowing that you have the ability to turn it off is very real. So I pulled away from social media, neglected Facebook for years now. And it's not because of some conspiracy theory, but it's more, and not even really about my peace, but perhaps it was. I just didn't want to frame it that way. But I just let it go. It was also very demanding. Today, I think that just showing up is enough. And what that looks like is basically leaving those thoughts that keep you crippled, those thoughts of what others are thinking about your weight or your roles, your gratitude or ingratitude, or whether or not you're rude or selfish, your failures. Fuck your failures, There's tomorrow, and there's a new start, unless there isn't, and that would be the only true failure, right? But it's nothing that you would own. It's a part of the circle of life, if you want to call it that. So just showing up is huge, and giving yourself permission to be, which you hear that, right? You hear that often, but what does that look like? And I think it falls somewhere in line with meditation, learning to not think, to quiet those voices that continuously, that are on repeat, right? So today, if you're being asked to show up, or if you're ready to be present, and even if you're not, I would challenge you to just move forward. And that's enough. And circling back to that house on Country Club that held so many beautiful memories, don't get stuck hanging onto your past. You have 2 legs. Use them and go and prosper. This is Better Moody. I'm going to see if I can get some more sleep.